Hi everybody, welcome back. Today is a very sad day. It's checkout day here in Estes Park. I'm going to go around, say a quick goodbye to some of these places and have a little bit of breakfast. So why don't you come along and let's see what we can see. At first, I do have to say that the Swift Current Lodge, I love this place. It was nice and cozy. The people who actually run this place stopped me at the festival to introduce themselves. You don't get that really anywhere else. And the views from this balcony? Yeah. This place, you have to stay here. Now granted, you don't get all the amenities of one of those high-priced hotels. That's not what this place is for. This place is so that you have a nice little room to go exploring the mountains. It's right on the edge of the national park. And yes, I am wearing my new Alcor shirt today. I really do like this company. No matter what you think about a bunch of rich people freezing themselves to be revived later, the fact that they are using this to make organ donation a little bit more viable, to go from a couple of hours for a kidney being viable to a couple of weeks being viable, yeah, that's something to be applauded. But for now, it's time to clean up this room, take out the trash, and start heading out. There is no maid service here. You do have to take out your own trash, but again, you can't beat this view. Yeah, and the trash is not too far of a walk. It's just right behind that hot tub. Just right over there. It's just a beautiful place. Wanted to take one last look. And such a beautiful morning too. Now I do want to come up here in the summer and see that creek when it's really rushing. But it looks very beautiful as it is. Now it's time to go load up the rest of my things and find some breakfast. It was a wonderful little place. Now it's time to go drop off that key. Goodbye, room 201. You've been great. It's not a very long walk to drop off the keys, just right over to there. And good night. And just as I did that, I realized I left a couple juices and some water in the refrigerator. Oops. Yeah, that mini fridge is always something I forget to check. Alright, time to head out to a couple of the brunches in town. Gonna get a bite to eat, then say goodbye to the Stanley real quick. Well, the first brunch that I went to was a little overly full. The other one I wanted to check out doesn't start for another hour, so I'm gonna walk around very windy downtown Estes Park again. I kind of wanted to just walk around and see what was open for the next hour or so. Not sure how much I'll film because of all this wind, but let's go see. Yeah, it's a little bit breezy and cold. I'm trying out my microphone again. I haven't really used it much lately. It gave me some problems a while back. Yeah, but with all this wind, hey, seemed like the perfect time to try it. Now, as I said, I'm not sure how much is open, but we'll find out. You know, up at the Stanley later, they are doing a polar plunge. I'm not participating. I might go check it out, though. We'll see. But I know one way or another, I am heading back to the Stanley after I find some food. There is something that I wanted back at that whiskey bar. Plus, I gotta ride that creepy elevator one more time. But let's go ahead and head back towards that taffy shop real quick. I'm not sure how much it all is open right now. But apparently that restaurant is having a big sale. I am very bummed that I didn't get a chance to go and watch a movie. They were also doing haunted tours all weekend.
I mean, if there was one place to watch The Shining, it's in the town that helped inspire it. But it is a little bit nippy out. I'm just gonna walk for a little bit. Yeah, but hopefully next time I come up here, it'll be a lot warmer and this place will actually be open. I could really go for some chocolate. Yeah, but for now, it's just way too windy. I gotta get back to my car. I'm freezing out here. I did not kill nearly enough time. Let's go figure something else out. Yeah, too bad the candy shop isn't open.
I do have to say, book titles are getting more interesting. We have one here called That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. Another one, My New Life as a Cat. And I found Bigfoot.
Alright, so I have 45 minutes until things open up at the Stanley. I might just do that and then head down. There was some good food up at the restaurant I still wanted to try. Yeah, I think I'll do that. See you there. Welcome back to the Stanley. There was only one day that I was up here that I did not come to this property, and that was yesterday. Oh my gosh, it's last year's winners. Yeah, but I have returned to the Stanley. Supposedly there's a place called Brunch and Company inside of one of the buildings that I never actually checked out, but this place looks very crowded. We'll see if I can get a seat somewhere. Yeah, I did not see the inside of here before. Yeah, but their brunch is so full that they are using 2 different rooms. So I'll just go back to that whiskey bar, because this is the building that keeps calling me in. If I ever stay here, it's got to be a room in the main building. You know, because the lodge, it looks beautiful inside, but I don't know, it just doesn't have the same feel. Yeah, but this building, this is the one that keeps calling me. Now, I highly doubt if I ever stay here, I'll get to stay in 217. There's a tour guide right next to me actually telling a group the story, but yeah, that's a great room. In fact, she was telling the story of the explosion that happened back in 1911. A whole bunch of that building basically blew up. Nobody died, 5 people were injured. Miss Wilson, she fell through the floor. She came back and worked at the hotel till she died, and it's rumored that her ghost is in that room. In fact, her ghost might have been one of those that visited Stephen King that night. And it was that entire side of the building that exploded and was rebuilt. And there's the balcony one more time where Stephen King stepped out and smoked that cigarette after that nightmare. Yeah, that nightmare was, it was about the hoses from the fire suppression units attacking his son. But you can just imagine him stepping out in the middle of the night, all alone, seeing this view, and coming up with the entire story of The Shining, which, once again, was not filmed here. But some shots from Dumb and Dumber were in fact filmed right here. But I went over all that in my other video. I'll link that below. Now, I'm out here again just to take in a few of these views and, have myself a little bit of food before I go. And I do love watching the tour guides do their job. By the way, if you want to stay in room 217, good luck. It's booked out for the next 3 years solid and the next 7 Halloweens. So, yeah.
About 20 minutes until the whiskey bar opens up. Let's go head downstairs in the creepy elevator. Whoops. That elevator was a little too full to show you, but yeah, again, that's on my other video. Here's where I had that whiskey tasting, and they do have samples. Let's kill a little bit of time. So I just got to try that scotch from the other night that I didn't try. Ooh, that was yummy. As I'm waiting for the bar to open so I can get some food. Oh wow, they've got some art books here. Yeah. And although I am getting food, I am not getting any of this food. This is all dinner, and well, it is a 5-star restaurant, so yeah, prices are a bit high. That said, I've heard this is actually quite good. If you've never had elk or bison, that's the good way to try it. But it should be open any minute now. I see the bartenders headed this way. And they are open. Yeah, I could not come here one last time. Because I saw a Game of Thrones scotch up there, and I haven't had that since it came out a couple years ago. I'm actually surprised that any bottles still exist. Yeah, I really had to. I haven't had this one in a few years. It was $10 a pour. Cheers. It's actually aged quite well. Oh, it does taste better than I remember it. Very smooth. Pretty good scotch. And there are my chicken wings. I got the chipotle lime. I'm gonna give them a try and let you know what I think after. Yeah, those chicken wings were absolutely worth it. I'll probably give it a 6 out of 7. If I am gonna rate things, I will not do out of 10. 7 has an actual middle point. This is definitely well above average. Not quite perfect, so 6 out of 7. But that was a very good meal. Time for one last little trip around, and then it's time to head home. Yep, admittedly a much shorter video than the rest of this series, but hey, I had to say goodbye, right? Also, this series was a bit of a dry run for my birthday trip. I know I haven't told this page yet where I'm going. Kind of want to leave that as a surprise. But it's going to be a lot of fun. That's coming up in a couple months, and I hope you all come back for that. And I just want to say to the town of Estes Park, it's been wonderful. I am 100% coming back here. I'll probably do that during the summer, though, when it's a little bit warmer and some of the other things are open. Now, I highly doubt that this will be a pool at that time, but you never know. But it would be nice to go for a hike up in the national park. And there is an aerial tramway around somewhere that I do want to check out. So yeah, I will 100% be back here at some point during the summer. I hope. But regardless, I'm coming back next year for Frozen Dead Guy Days. Yeah, but for now, it's time to head back down the mountain. I want to thank you for joining me. It's been a wonderful few days, and I hope you watched all of the other videos. I will link those down in the description. But until next time, make sure you like, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and I'll see you next time.